Now, some important transmitter information. Digital switchover at the Black Hill transmitter group is completed tonight, meaning that viewers in Glasgow, central Scotland and parts of Edinburgh will be losing BBC One Scotland on analogue permanently, with interruptions for BBC One Scotland on Freeview overnight. By 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, BBC One Scotland will be available again to most viewers through Freeview, but you'll need to retune your digital box or TV in order to pick it up. Viewers elsewhere in Scotland, or who are watching on cable or satellite, will not be affected. And incidentally, this marks the final switch-off of analogue television for the whole of Scotland. For any further help, you can contact Digital UK after 8 a.m. on 08456 50 50 50 or visit digitaluk.co.uk.
I hope you got your passports with you, because we're
some
off.
Changes ahead. Keep up to date with those changes as ever by going online. That's it from me. Good night.
Listen to this.
Here we go!
Do you think we look a bit...
Manly?
No.
Brave?
No, the opposite of those things.
This is a good town car.
There are actually people watching as well. What do they expect?
Digital switchover at the Black Hill transmitter group will start tonight, meaning that viewers in Glasgow, central Scotland and parts of Edinburgh will be losing BBC Two Scotland on analogue permanently, with interruptions for BBC One Scotland and BBC Two Scotland on both analogue and Freeview overnight. By 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, BBC One and BBC Two Scotland will be available again to most viewers through Freeview. But if you'll need to retune your digital box or TV in order to pick it up. Viewers elsewhere in Scotland or who are watching on cable or satellite will not be affected. To find out more about the switch to digital in your area, or for any further help, you can contact Digital UK after 8 a.m. on 08456 50 50 50 or visit digitaluk.co.uk. That's it for tonight here on BBC Two Scotland, where it's time to join the BBC News Channel.
Criminal justice system is very different there from ours.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, it is any time.
For viewers in the West Midlands and Yorkshire, that was the last programme on BBC Two on analogue television. From tomorrow morning, BBC Two will be digital only in these areas. Services will be off-air tonight whilst the final engineering works are carried out. From 6 a.m. tomorrow, you may need to retune your Freeview television or box to continue watching BBC Two.
What makes a house home to a...
Need to work on that. So how do you get involved? It couldn't be easier. It's a prize draw, so...
This is BBC Two Northern Ireland, where programmes will continue in just a minute. Unless you're watching on analogue television, that is. Yes, Northern Ireland's digital switchover starts here. Shortly, we'll be turning off this analogue channel forever, and overnight turning on some of the new high-power Freeview transmitters. This will mean that there'll be disruption to all BBC services on Freeview through the night. Analogue BBC One Northern Ireland will also be off-air in some areas. All remaining analogue television will cease transmission in 2 weeks' time. If you or someone you know needs help or advice in switching to digital or with retuning, you can contact Digital UK on 08456 50 50 50 from 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. or you can visit the website at digitaluk.co.uk. So now, analogue viewers should switch to their digital services to continue watching BBC Two Northern Ireland. If you're viewing on cable or satellite, you don't need to do anything. However, if you're watching on Freeview, you may need to retune your equipment tomorrow, and again when digital switchover completes on the 24th of this month. After 48 and a half years, this is where BBC Two says goodbye to analogue television.
This is BBC One Northern Ireland, where programmes will continue in a few moments, unless you're watching on analogue television. The final stage of digital switchover is about to get underway. In a few moments, we'll be turning off this and all remaining analogue channels forever, and overnight turning on the remaining new high-power Freeview transmitters. This will mean there'll be disruption to some services on Freeview through the night, and you may need to retune your TV or set-top box tomorrow. Satellite and cable viewers are not affected. If you or someone you know needs help or advice with switching to digital or with retuning, you can contact Digital UK on 08456 50 50 50 from 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Calls cost up to 5 pence per minute for most landlines, though calls from mobiles may cost considerably more. You can also visit the website at digitaluk.co.uk, which has information on how to retune. Analogue television has seen many technological advances and additions since the days of Baird and Marconi. From 405 line black and white to 625 line colour, the introduction of CFAX, the world's first teletext system, and Nikam stereo, to name just a few. The move to digital television will allow technology to advance still further, providing even more services. And so, from tomorrow morning, BBC One Northern Ireland will be available in high definition on Freeview, satellite and cable. Now though, we enter a new era of broadcasting, as this becomes a fully digital UK. From the analogue BBC television service, good night and goodbye.